So, welcome back to another episode of Decrypting IT, where we break down the noise, challenge the norms, and bring clarity to the world of technology leadership. I'm your host, Ashley Wallace, Client Success Lead at Katalyst, and today we're tackling a topic that's been quietly growing louder across IT departments everywhere: the anti MSP movement, why IT leaders are done with vendors. So, for years, the traditional MSP model has promised predictability, reliability, and partnership. But the reality that we're hearing, many IT leaders just tell a very different story. There are slow responses, rigid contracts, reactive service, and just endless nickel and diming. The industry created a gap between what organizations need and what MSPs are actually delivering today. And that gap is exactly where Catalyst chose to build something different. Today, I'm joined by James Smart. He is one of our very own senior network engineers to talk openly about why the MSP model is fundamentally broken, the top frustrations we hear from IT leaders, how Catalyst rebuilt the service delivery from the ground up, and real stories of partnership and going above and beyond for our clients, and what accountability and shared ownership should look like in modern IT. This conversation is about redefining what managed services should mean and why IT leaders deserve more than another vendor. They deserve a partner. So let's jump in. Thanks again for joining us, James. I appreciate you taking time away from, the normal workflow of things and having this conversation with us today.
Yeah, for sure.
What does so in your opinion, what does anti-MSP really mean, or kind of explain that to us?
Well, at Catalyst, we approach things differently than the traditional MSP. We don't aim to get you locked into a service where we nickel and dime you for everything outside of that service. Of course, every business has to keep their costs manageable, but we always aim as an organization to keep our clients as partners rather than vendors. If there's something we could do to add value to the client experience and the level of effort is manageable, then that's what our team is encouraged to do.
Yeah, definitely. I know that for sure when we're going through different asks and requirements that customers bring to us, we definitely search for ways that we can help them without getting them to something that's going to cost them additional money. So I'd second that. What do you think the biggest failure of the traditional MSP model is?
So many MSPs don't share the same values as Catalyst. We aim to help our clients go further, not lock them into a contract that only provides services that are outlined in black and white, like we mentioned before. It's hard to know everything you'll need from a technology perspective at the time of signing a managed service agreement contract, but we aim to always be there for our clients using our contract more as guide rails than depiction of what we will work to accomplish what we will work to accomplish to help our clients go further, faster, safer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like definitely once we've onboarded, there are things that we uncover that maybe even the customer may not have known about their environment. And so I feel like that's definitely a huge, winning point for Catalyst is that we are able to help identify those things and help the customers work through those. Where do most MSPs let customers down? This is a big one. I feel like I could point
Yeah.
out a couple here.
Yeah, I think we hear it repeatedly. One being response times, contractual obligations, and really finger pointing when there's an issue and having a good communication path for the client to engage with the engineers that are assigned to their account.
Yeah, and how do you think that we excel as far as communication with our customers compared to, what we hear about coming from when clients are coming from other MSPs? Like, we separate ourselves, I feel like a key point is we separate ourselves with good communication. So you kind of explain to us what that looks like in your day-to-day and how you're communicating with clients, that I would say is definitely different than most MSPs.
Most MSPs definitely just have the standard ticketing system. We have open chat channels with our clients. That way they could reach out to us directly. Obviously, they're encouraged to put in a ticket as well, but we really have that direct open communication, open chat channels for just a phone call away.
Yeah, definitely. It keeps us on our toes, keeps us busy, but also it gives customers definitely that line that where they feel really close to our team, and it helps them to feel, I would say, like we're part of their team and we're it's definitely gives that partnership feel versus just, everybody knows what it's like to open a support ticket and then you don't hear anything or you do get like an automated response. So,
Yeah, for sure.
why did Catalyst build a different approach?
Um, I wish we, I wish I could say that we are geniuses. I woke up one day and we were like, let's turn the MSP world upside down. But that just isn't the case. We saw a need from our clients, and in true Catalyst fashion, we started designing and building out our team and services to provide the most value to our clients. So I feel like it's really taking that listening first approach, understanding what the needs are, and delivering on those.
Yeah, hearing our client feedback, being able to take that feedback and develop something different, essentially,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're not static. We're always dynamically adjusting to customer needs on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Can you share a time when our team went above and beyond? I mean, I know we have these on a daily basis, I feel like, so
Yeah, for sure. Our team definitely goes above and beyond every single day. One that is recent that sticks out to mind was the hurricane that impacted Western North Carolina, where many of our clients reside. Our team was quick to respond, sending Starlink satellites out to clients where their MSPs were down for days, weeks, just to
yep.
get them back up and operational. And not only that, we sent water, supplies, and other resources. And that was a moment that really made me proud to be part of the Catalyst team.
Yeah, you guys were definitely were boots on the ground there in the thick of it with our customers and the community, and I thought that was really awesome also. Everybody just put their hands out to help, and I thought that was great. So how important is change management in IT success?
It's actually really critical. If you don't know what's going on in your environment, you're opening yourself up to all sorts of headaches. Troubleshooting takes longer. Security is uncertain, and accountability just goes right out the window. Change management is how we solve this issue. We identify what actions will be taken by who and when, and we proactively document that in our ticketing system. That way, if there is an event that is related to a change, we can go back, reference that rather quickly, and revert any changes needed.
Do you feel like we run into customers that don't have a solid change management process like in place, and so we're helping them to really identify that and develop that as we bring them on as customers?
Yeah, for sure. Especially with some of our smaller customers, they just don't understand how important that is. So we try to bring that forefront and help them develop that before they feel how important it could be.
Yeah. Because as you mentioned, if they don't have the change management, it really takes us longer to potentially to troubleshoot a lot of those issues that they're incurring, and that could lead to what additional downtime. Like, what are the risks there when they don't have a good change management process?
Yeah, longer downtime. In the case of a security event,
Oh yeah,
there's untold
yeah,
damage that could be done if we don't get that back in
yeah.
working
Time is of
order
the essence
quickly.
there for sure. Okay. Why do you believe in partnership over outsourcing? Why is that so important? Because I think there's this conception that when you're working with an MSP, it's like outsourcing, but we really focus on the partnership aspect. So why is that so much important versus like what you're doing with outsourcing? How is that different?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the same reason you go back to your favorite restaurant time and time again. You want reliable, predictable results. Sometimes you just need that team of engineers that has already spent countless hours in your network. They know the dependencies of the network as they're getting into troubleshoot, and you don't have that turnover or speaking to a new person who's unfamiliar with your network every so often.
Yeah. So just basically our understanding of in detail with the client network really kind of gives us more of that partnership feel versus when it's outsourcing, it's just any lower level engineer could be grabbing the ticket and working it and not have any understanding of, what's happening as an overall whole in the environment. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, for sure. It just gives you that peace of mind, and you're reaching out to somebody you trust that you already know that they have a strong understanding of your network.
Awesome. And then this is a really interesting one because I think that especially when people may maybe identifying the need, well, or considering looking for an MSP, they may not know the questions to ask, or they may not know how to identify a great MSP from just an okay MSP, or maybe it's just what's going to work best for their situation if they have, you know, um, a smaller IT team and they're really looking for not somebody just to hand off everything in IT to, but or maybe they are, but somebody to really have that partner level. What are questions that they can ask an MSP, or should they ask that they possibly don't?
Um, that then do you outsource your support model? That would be the first question. That way, you know if you're going to get that reliable engineer when you need them in a timely fashion, because you know some incidences are critical and time is of the essence. What type of auditing will be available to ensure that that MSP and all of the aspects of the service meet the agreements that's been signed? And then also, how are they securing their environment? Um, and how are they securing your environment and their environment from your environment? You really just want to make sure all those are segmented uh, in the case of a compromise.
Okay, good questions. Well, I think, is there anything else that you'd want to add? Any other questions to that? I feel like those were some pretty good ones. But anything else that you might want to add as far as anti-MSP? Or I think we covered most of it today.
No, I think that sums it up pretty well. We're just trying to be more of a partner than a vendor. When something happens, we're in it with you for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your time, James. To close out our conversation today, I just wanted to remind us that what we've heard today is simple. IT leaders aren't rejecting support; they're rejecting the outdated MSP model that's failed them time and time again. But there's a better way. A model built on accountability, transparency, real partnership, like we discussed today, and a model where your MSP doesn't disappear behind a contract but steps forward when things get messy or complicated. That's the heart of the anti-MSP movement, and that's the standard we built Katalyst around. If today's conversation resonated with you, or if you're curious how your current provider stacks up, reach out to us. You can visit our website, catalystng.com, to learn more and reach out to us there. Thanks again, James, for sharing some real insight and real experiences from what you're seeing at the desk on a daily basis. And thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Decripping IT. Until next time, keep going further, faster, and safer.